Hello friends, welcome to a new topic today. In this chapter, let us learn about pharmacology. So in the pharmacology, let us learn about neurodegenerative disorders. So in the neurodegenerative disorders, the first neurodegenerative disorder which I would like to deal with here is Huntington's chorea. So Huntington's chorea is due to the degeneration, is mainly occurs due to the degeneration of caudate nucleus. Okay, due to the degeneration of caudate nucleus, there occurs this disorder which is Huntington's chorea. So first disorder is about Huntington's chorea. So in the Huntington's chorea, what is the drug of choice for Huntington's chorea? Drug of choice for Huntington's chorea is VMAT inhibitors, which include valbenazine, tetrabenazine and deuterabenzine. Okay, these include valbenzine, tetrabenazine and deuterabenzine. The drug of choice is valbenzine. The second disorder is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So in this amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the drugs include, we have riluzole. This riluzole inhibits glutamate release or NMDA receptor. It is an NMDA receptor blocker or it is kinase receptor blocker. The second drug is adaravone. Adaravone is a free radical scavenging, has free radical scavenging property, recently approved in FDA 2017. That is adaravone. This is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Then the second drug which you see is, second disorder which you see here is multiple sclerosis. In the multiple sclerosis, we have to treat for acute attack to prevent recurrences and for prophylaxis also, and for recurrent resistant cases we should treat for resistant cases also. So if you see for acute attack, okay, for acute attack the drug which is given is methylprednisolone is given as pulse therapy. For acute attack, methylprednisolone is given as pulse therapy. Then to decrease or methylprednisolone has pulse therapy. Second is if you have to decrease the recurrences. To decrease recurrences in relapsing and remitting type of multiple sclerosis, which drug is effective? In that, the effective drug is interferon beta. Other drug is fingolimod or gatiramir acetate. Okay, so these are the drugs which are given. What is the side effect of gatiramir? The side effect of gatiramir is first degree heart block is the major side effect of gatiramir. Next, then if for resistant cases, which drug should be given? If you see for resistant cases, you can give the following drugs, like you can give drugs like natalizumab can be given. You can give drugs like alemtuzumab or mitoxantrone can be given. For resistant cases, you can give natalizumab, alemtuzumab or mitoxantrone can be given. If you see alemtuzumab and mitoxantrone, both these are cardiotoxic. Okay, so these are the drugs which you give for multiple sclerosis. Okay, so these are the drugs which you give for multiple sclerosis. We have learned the three neurodegenerative disorders, which is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Huntington's chorea and multiple sclerosis. Now the next neurodegenerative disorder and the last one here in this class is Wilson's disease. See, this Wilson's disease here, this is due to copper deposition. There is deficiency of ceruloplasmin. Because of the deficiency of ceruloplasmin, copper gets accumulated, leading to this Wilson's disease. So in this Wilson's disease, the chelating agents which you see in Wilson's disease include dipencylamine, trilene. Okay, these two are the major chelating agents. Dipencylamine is most potent and most commonly used among all the drugs. Dipencylamine is the drug which is most potent and most commonly used. What are the side effects of dipencylamine? Side effects include lupus-like syndrome. Okay, occurrence of lupus-like syndrome. There will be development of optic neuritis, and sometimes there can be bloody dyscrasias or myasthenia-like features and pemphigus. These are the side effects of dipencylamine. So side effects of dipencylamine include lupus-like syndrome, optic neuritis, bloody dyscrasias, myasthenia-like features. Then if you see trilene is costly and lesser toxicity. So this trilene this trilene is costly and costly and lesser toxicity. It is used. Okay, this trilene can be used. Okay, can also be used. Then, in order to decrease intestinal reabsorption, one, this is D-penicillamine are chelating agents. Actually, you have two types of therapies available. One, which are chelating agents which are available. These are the chelating agents which include D-penicillamine and triamterene. The second is those drugs which decrease the intestinal absorption of calcium. The drugs which decrease the intestinal absorption of calcium include, there are three types of drugs which are zinc sulfate, which is safer and used for maintenance therapy, potassium sulfide and zinc sulfite also. So these are the drugs which decrease intestinal absorption. Then there are also some other some other important one-liners which are important in this Wilson's disease. These include drug of choice. If you were asked what is the drug of choice for cirrhosis without decompensation, the drug of choice for cirrhosis without decompensation is zinc. The drug of choice of cirrhosis without decompensation is zinc. If you were asked what is the drug of choice for cirrhosis with mild decompensation, cirrhosis with mild decompensation is in zinc and trientine can be given. Cirrhosis with mild to moderate decompensation, we can give zinc and trientine. Then if you were asked what is the drug of choice for maintenance in children and pregnancy, is zinc. Zinc is used as drug of choice for maintenance in child and pregnancy. This is about the Wilson's disease. We have learnt in this chapter about Huntington's chorea, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, multiple sclerosis and Wilson's disease. Okay, in the Wilson's disease there is one more drug which is tetrathiomolybdate. This tetrathiomolybdate can be used for preserving neurological functions in patients with neurological impairment. So, thank you guys for watching my lecture. In the next class we will learn about alcoholic disorders. Thank you.